Baseball, 2045, The Natural's Tale by Lauren Fitzgerald. All Tony Maguire wants to do is get home, pop open a nice cold can of Electro Buzz, and relax in the massage pod. But the roaring mob outside the stadium has other plans for him. Tony, over here! I'm your biggest fan! I love you, Tony! Great game today, Maguire! Pushing aside the pain and fatigue, Tony grins for the camera, shakes the outstretched hands and signs the baseballs, slowly working his way through the crowd. When I grow older, I'm gonna be a natural just like you, shouts a little boy, and every kid within earshot calls out, Me too! It takes all the self-control Tony can muster to keep himself from blurting out how nearly impossible it will be for any of these kids to make it as a natural. Or worse, how in reality being a natural often feels just one step above from being the team mascot. Just some guy in a costume, dancing around to make the fans happy, while the bots and borgs play baseball. That's great, buddy, he says. Keep on practicing and you'll get there someday. It can't hurt a kid to have a dream, right? Might even keep him out of trouble. And who knows, maybe someday, when the novelty of all this fancy technology has worn off, the game will go natural again. Tony thinks. Now I'm the one who's dreaming. How's your wrist, Tony? A fan calls out, and the sweetness of her voice almost disrupts his resolve to keep smiling. He wants to tell her, whoever she is, that at this very moment his wrist is throbbing with excruciating pain. He wants to confide that for a split second there, he almost wasn't going to try to catch that ball because he knew how hard that bot had hit it, and he knew how bad it was going to hurt. But he caught it, because not catching it would have earned him a one-way ticket to the minors. With so many naturals competing to get on teams, Tony was acutely aware of how lucky he is, how easily he could be replaced. There's no room for injury or error, or honesty for that matter. He finds the face belonging to the sweet voice, and immediately looks away, lest her tender expression bring out more emotion than he cares to reveal. He forces his smile to beam even brighter, and give the crowd an enthusiastic thumbs up, but the gesture itself sends a shock of pain down his forearm. Ned Lund, a news reporter who has built his career around naturals like Tony, yells out from behind his trademark large black plastic-framed glasses, worn to protest the practice of universal eyesight correction surgery at birth. Tony! Heard a rumor that you might be switching to the Magna Glove. Can you confirm or deny? No comment, says Tony, maintaining his smile and continuing to shake hands in his way. Come on, man! You're one of the last true natties in the game! You can't sell out now! Ned Lund's argument is drowned out by the noise of the bot cart, a fancy parade-like float designed to showcase one of the team's robots after each game. Giant speakers blast lava core music, flashing green and red lights bounce off the robot's shiny exterior, and Higgins, the scrawny robot caretaker, jogs alongside the cart, trying to rev up the crowd. Tony recognizes Slammer, one of the newest and most powerful bots on display. Turned on at the plate, Slammer is an amazing hitting machine, a force to be reckoned with, a feat of modern engineering. Turned off, propped up and posed on the bot cart, he's just a hunk of metal, an empty suit of armor, a huge unwieldy collection of parts that happens to have a poorly designed and slightly horrifying face. Tony's smile twists into a smirk momentarily as he observes the effect of this spectacle on the crowd. Many of the people who had greeted him so enthusiastically now hang back as a smaller, rowdier group emerges, fists pumping. Dressed like lava core singers and screaming just as loud, the bot fanatics chant Slammer's name over and over as Higgins rattles off technical details about the bot's construction in a hoarse falsetto that no one can hear. Slammer's arrival gives Tony a chance to make his escape. A few lingering fans chant, "Maguire's on fire!" and Ned Lund hollers one more question, something about the rivalry between naturals and cyborgs, but Tony just keeps on walking. He's done enough public relations for one day, he thinks. Back in the safety of his vehicle, he takes a moment to rub some blue freeze on his aching wrist. The relief almost brings tears to his eyes. And there in his duffel bag, he spots the unopened gift that his coach had given him earlier to recognize his significant contribution to the team. He doesn't need to open it to know what it is, but he tears the yellow paper back just enough to confirm his suspicion. The unmistakable Magna Glove logo stares up at him. The only people with the money and connections to access that Magna Glove are the baseball big shots, he knows. And when the baseball big shots send you a pretty package claiming to be a token of appreciation, he knows it's not a gift. It's an ultimatum.